So I will be demonstrating how to install and then use the BTFS Windows client. So the first step that you should do is go to bittorrent.com, where you can land on the homepage and you can find a BitTorrent Classic download. So you click on free download. Okay, so after downloading it, we start to install the BitTorrent Classic client. It's as easy as that. You've installed the BitTorrent client. So now the first time after you open the client, it'll ask you whether you want to install BTFS. So it'll download the BTFS on the background. So it takes a few minutes. Once it's downloaded, you'll see that there's a BTFS icon on the left. If you click on it, it will open host UI for users to interact with. You actually have a node running on the background connected to the BTFS network. So it'll ask you how much you want to use and where to put your host folder. So note that host folder is the folder that will download the files to. So if you feel like this needs to be on another drive, you can always edit it as needed. So now we can select how much storage we want to commit. As we can see here, I totally have 95 gigabytes left on my hard drive, so I can commit up to that, but I can also commit less. So let's commit, and it'll also show you the potential earnings once you've committed the storage. There are many hundreds of thousands of hosts on the network, so in order for you to create more earnings, you should try to maximize your storage and also make sure that your connection is good, and also try to be online as much as possible. So if someone wants to store a file on your host and you're offline, then you might miss the opportunity to create more earnings. Here I'll say agree and host. Let's check out after you set up, you can go and then create a wallet. So a wallet means that you can use your earnings in the form of BTT and then transfer it using a wallet app such as TronLink or Tron related wallet. So let's create a wallet here. So first ask you for a new password to help protect your wallet. Due to the security of your wallet and funds, we will give you a wallet recovery phrase list. So you should copy this list and then save it in somewhere else as a backup in case you lose your entire folder or your machine or hard drive crashes. You can always use the recovery phrase to recover your entire wallet. So once you continue, it will try to ask you to verify to make sure that you have really copied the recovery phrase in the order that was created. Yeah, so here you go. Since it's a new wallet, you will not have any balance here. But once you start earning, the balance will accumulate. And then we'll also support transferring between the BTFS wallet and then this is the on-chain BTT crypto wallet balance. So using this balance and this address, you can transfer it to any other Tron wallet as needed. Let me try to refresh and then see that since the folder is already set up, you will see a validation screen. The reason we want you to wait up to 180 minutes is for the network to understand you, to make sure the parameters are being accepted and your host has good connection to the network. So once everything's resolved, you'll see screen that shows you the dashboard of how your host is performing. So to save time and also to show you our developer documents that any user or advanced developer can use, you can go to docs.btfs.io and then get started to read through the more of a technical introduction to BTFS and how it works. So let's head over to this run a host section. So as I mentioned, when you first start out, you'll see a validation page that'll take some time to complete. But once the page is working, you'll see that a page that looks like this that will tell you your current status your score. So this score is calculated based on how good your machine is. Is your network reliable? Do you have any problems with your upload and download speed? So the score also takes into account of what we call the uptime. So uptime is something that you should try to aim to maximize to 100%. 100% means that you're always online and talking to other nodes. So you'll see that once you get to the dashboard page, it'll show you how much you've earned and any potential earnings that you'll do and when is next payment. You can also edit the host storage in case you run out of storage and need another host drive to be attached. So also, as you can see on the left, host and wallet demoed. So the rent feature will also be something that will focus on putting into the UI in the very near future. So I want to mention that how to run a BTFS host. This is for more advanced developers to use if they want to have full control over their code and also want to make sure that they can run it according to their custom settings. This is also the same steps that's needed if a Mac or Linux user wants to run a BTFS client, because we currently do have Mac and Linux support. The BitTorrent client is not available on those platforms to support BTFS. So in order to do that, you can first go through the introductions of how to install BTFS. Once you've installed it, you can run command line setup to make sure that you've applied to be a host. Then you'll open the same page as opened here in order to show the host setup page, and you can modify the storage size as I've just demonstrated, and it'll go through the same UI, and eventually you'll see the dashboard as well. So as long as you are seeing this page with an online status, you're good to go and you're connected to the network, and you'll start to earn PET through file hosting. So there are more configurations and more customized settings to use if you want your host to be earning even more or more competitive among your peers.